It's 4 o'clock. Let's begin. SPO is a welcomed event in the market, and webinar dedicated to the expected SPO even more so. I am pleased to welcome President guests. First of all, congratulations on being the first company from Lithuania to conduct a webinar in the market. And before I pass the microphone to our guests, a reminder for those who are also our newcomers in the audience. After the screen to post your comments and questions also during the presentation, I will address them shortly. That is all from my side. Gentlemen, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so thank you. My name is Mykantas Urba, and as already said, I'm representative of Orion Securities, which is an advisor of the company. So the issue prospectus, as it was already announced, was confirmed last week on Tuesday by Lithuanian Bank and all the investors, retail investors as well as institutional investors, are welcome to submit the subscription forms during this period. Regarding currency, meaning that investors can subscribe both in euros and both. The planned issue size is up to the stocks will be included into the Nasdaq OMX Vilnius Stock Exchange, and maybe one technical that it will be executed investors immediately. There will be no lag related to registration of new shares. So after the planned allocation, which is planned to be on the 30th of May, the new one important thing, and the term in which this offering is different from other IPOs or SPOs, is that shareholders of the company are meaning that if an investor holds 1% of the company's capital on 24th of May, he will be guaranteed to be allocated 1% of new issue, which is the same as 7,000 newly issued shares. Outside Lithuania. And the subscription procedure is such that Lithuanian investors can subscribe directly by submitting a form to us, to Orion Securities. Brokerage, using them as representative. And finally, regarding the use of proceeds, it is planned that around 50% of the offering proceeds presented by the president of the company in a short moment. So regarding the dates, the main date is 24th of May, this Friday, when we are offering we are planning that on 28th of May, preliminary location will be announced, and no later than on 31st of May, but actually we are planning to do that. So that's all about the offering very quickly. And now I would like to give the floor to the president of the company, who will.
Hello for everybody. My name is Gintautas Pangonis. I shortly will present company Grigiškės. By name I product is toilet paper. Yes, it's our company. It's main Lithuania and Ukraine. We have 915 employees in all our companies. Last year we reached 200 DAC or Mix Vilnius stock exchange since 1994. Main shareholders in where in this Gilvindos Investicija, I personally have 79%. Next biggest shareholder is Irena Ona Mišeikienė. Next Razim 1823. Since this time we producing paper, and today Grigiškės producing tissue products, corrugated packaging. You remember last year from Grigiškės we five, and producing wood panels, hardboard, sawn timber, wood pellets. Klaipėdos Kartonas we acquired in 2010 and producing group in 2010 and producing corrugated packaging. Consumer market and away from home markets. Corrugated packaging, test liner, fluting, conicum paper. Hardboard, sawn timber, wood panels, wood pellets, and market is construction and furniture industry. Our sales revenue from 145 million up to 290. It's close to 90% revenue increase. Each announced data about this year. For this year, we to reach 330 million sales revenue. We're planning to build this paper machine in end of 2014, and after this is 2016 or 2017. We're planning to reach our main markets is Lithuania, Poland, Ukraine, Latvia, Estonia, Sweden, Denmark, and others. To other countries. We can see what and it's increasing each year. And biggest in Scandinavia countries. We can see what in Scandinavia will increase Baltic countries. It's two times more consumption in Poland. It's our packaging consumption has increased 37%, and depends on country. In the Baltic countries, it's using 16 per capita, and in Western Europe market will increase at least 2 times. It depends on country. Where its countries export more exporting, it can be used more per kilo per capita. Wood products, the same. We see some small trend. Going up, our sales, hardboard sales, is mainly going for furniture industries. Furniture industries, it's more working for IKEA, and it's distributing worldwide. We see lack of production facilities in 1,000 kilometers around us. We can see very big difference in Western Europe. You can see how many factories, paper mills in Western Europe or Scandinavia. Where is Grigiškės in Vilnius, and in Baltic countries no any other factories who producing tissue. same in Klaipėdos kartonas. We only kilometers we can see, and we can reach such big cities like St. Petersburg, Moscow, Ukraine, Belarus, of course Poland. And we see what in this area facilities. Of course, we have many competitors competing with us, such competitors like Metsa Tissue, SCA, Kimberly Lotus, Kleenex. Of course, we have competitive advantage, our strong brand Grigiškės. We have full range stuff from vertical integrated production paper, and from paper we converting to different kind of product. On competitor Storenso in Ostrolenka, hamburgers, Vetagorsk in Belarus, Obuch, but the same we have vertical integration in Klaipėdos kartonas. We're using testliner fluting and testliner is raw materials, and we in Grigiškės we converting to boxes and selling the Estonia market. The same we have our product is in Ukraine, in City Mena. In but here is more distributing for IKEA, furniture industries, 140 million up to 209, and it's increased mentioned planning future to increase our sales revenue up to 500 million, and here we around 15%. we finished tender, and for paper machine supply is clear, and we're planning to install paper machine in end. The same, we're building new biomass boiler, a 12 megawatt biomass boiler in Grigiškės, and for this we received European Union support, 6 million. The same this boiler will start in beginning of 2014, and the same for this biomass boiler in Klaipėdos Kartonas. The same we received 6 million reduced cost of steam around 45%, and investment will reduce energy consumption around 10%. This presentation will be published. You will see. That's shortly short presentation.
As I promised, I will start with the questions that we have received earlier. Nevertheless, as you already see, Petras already has used his chance to use the chatbot for the questions. I do encourage everyone else to beforehand to give you some time to reconsider. Let's turn to the questions that we have received over the email. And the first one is, what and regarding future dividend policy? And this is a brief comment also from the investor. I think Grigiškės as I think of Grigiškės in recent years. The stock of liquidity is marginal, dividends yield very small, even though company has retained earnings in its balance. So my decision whether to purchase Grigiškės shares will depend on your answer to my question. I'm also convinced that only Thank you. The current Grigiškės offering looks very small, and there is a reason for a doubt that not all investors would be able asking whether you are expecting oversubscription for this SPO. Grigiškės has signed a financing contract for a new paper manufacturing machine. By the end of 2016, it is planned to reach turnover of 500 million liters. How confident are you in achieving this goal, since it sounds quite ambitious considering that prices of that would also mean the company would need money to repay loan purchased from the bank for a new paper manufacturing machine. Taking into account ambitious investment program, when in your opinion shareholders could expect the increase of dividends paid by the company?
Tons and produce per year tissue paper. This new machine one new machine. According our we can reach 500 million turnover. Of course, it depends on 2016. How we quickly will utilize capacity of this paper. Nessa?
Thank you. Does Grigiškės already provide heating services for Grigiškės?
Of course, we're waiting. Will be new law for heating service, and we're waiting more clear description about connection to heating for our total revenue. Its heating was only 8 million liters per year. It's not so big sales revenue.
Thank you. Let's turn to the questions and question from Petras. Would you define Grigiškės as a stock for long-term or rather short-term investment? And again, I already asked this. In your opinion, what is likely?
So maybe it's our role of course looking to the strategy of the company, which is highly connected to acquisition of new paper machines, and the plans are that we 2015, and of course, well, it can be deduced that maybe for some investors it should be considered as a subscription. Of course, at the moment we cannot comment this information, and all the information regarding the preliminary allocation and
Thank you. Question from Arvid. You said you plan to use the capital in Scandinavia and Germany. However, there is no information about planned activities to acquire new markets, including the ones you named as prospective ones. More on your plans regarding expanding in new markets and related activities. Thank you.
If we're talking about Western Europe, in Eastern Europe, consumption increasing some 10-12% each year. It means biggest increase will be like Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. Whereas you know what Russia joined World Trade Organization, and today we have duties to Ines.
Thank you. Net profit margin.
We're not looking so much on profit margin. We're looking more on EBITDA margin, because if will be Inessa. And we have experience on this, and biomass boiler reduce and it's quite efficient, reduce cost, and biggest cost is in production flue. Inessa.
Question from Tadas. Speaking about hardboard and wood products, what are
Speaking about hardwood and wood products, in this part we're not investing so very much. We just keeping to in this area to invest very much. Inessa?
Thank you. Your mind.
I think liters, 500 million liters sales revenue, and we will keep EBITDA margin 15%. Today we much higher dividends than we're paying today, and I think it's attractive share.
Thank you. The next question is addressed in particular to Mikantas. Why did you decide to sell new shares with priority to existing?
I guess it's always in the interest of the company who is exercising good especially when there is a price discount of the new issue compared to the market by us, but as well by the Lithuanian bank, which encouraged that of course it depends on the interest from the current shareholders, which is at the moment not known so exactly, meaning that so directly that there will be no any free float increase at all, so or it will be very small.
Thank you very much. At the moment, I do not have any questions sent in a chat pod, so I'm saying thank you very much for you both gentlemen for presentation and your explanation. This platform you will find useful, and therefore if I can ask to answer you one more question, would you recommend this platform and the form of communication soon again in another webinar? Thank you very much. That's all for tonight.